If you, like us, watch the global economy, you know the single most crucial factor isn't manufacturing output, it's delivery.
It's all about delivery.
And maritime transport moves over 80% of global trade. Over the last few years, the critical nodes in that system, the ports, have really struggled.
Oh, they've been buckling under congestion, unpredictable schedules, and a lot of labor volatility.
It's not just an inconvenience, is it? It's an existential challenge to the entire supply chain.
It is. When you have $1 million container ship just sitting outside a harbor for days, or a labor action halts work on the quay, I mean, logistics costs just skyrocket. The system loses all its resilience.
For the industry's answer to this crisis is pretty radical.
It's the fully autonomous port, or as we're now calling it, the ghost port.
Okay, let's unpack this,
Yeah.
because the stakes here are absolutely massive. This isn't just about, making a few tasks easier with robots.
Not at all.
Automation in this context is a strategic leap. It's meant to deliver 5 core benefits: huge cost reduction, massive increases in speed, surgical accuracy, true scalability, and this is the big one, eliminating human error entirely.
The prize isn't just bragging rights, it's securing a dominant position in global trade for the next 50 years. It's global trade supremacy, delivered by software and sensors.
So our mission today is to define the exact finish line for that total autonomy.
Right, we're talking level 4 status, or L4.
Huh?
And we want to see which of 5 global contenders is best positioned right now to win that race by the deadline of 2028.
And we need to be crystal clear about that finish line. L4 isn't just one automated crane.
No, it means continuous, verified, human, out-of-the-loop operation, and that has to be across all 3 critical zones: the quay, the yard, and transport operations.
Then it all has to be seamlessly integrated.
Exactly, with fully unmanned gate operations, too.
That focus on the land side seems to be the key distinction here.
It's crucial. You hear a lot about autonomous ships or Mass S, but the regulatory process for ships is just incredibly slow. The IMO's code won't even be finalized until May 2026.
So the ship isn't the bottleneck.
Not at all. The bottleneck is entirely on land. This whole FAP competition is really an execution sprint to see who can deploy and stabilize L4 cargo handling on the dock first.
Okay, so let's visualize what that L4 standard actually looks like on the ground by 2028.
It's a completely self-governing system. First, you need full remote or autonomous operation of the giant ship-to-shore cranes that lift containers off the vessel.
Okay.
Second, in the yard, you need AI-driven resource allocation using automated stacking cranes. These are huge, unmanned gantries gliding over the yard, making real-time decisions about where to place every single box.
And that's where the L4 for transport comes in, which seems to be the highest hurdle.
It is. You need sustained commercial service of L4 autonomous guided vehicles, AGVs, moving containers from the quay to the yard. The good news here is that the technical uncertainty has basically been eliminated.
Also?
We saw a single contract for $150 million secured in the Chinese port cluster running right through 2028.
Wait, $150 million just to move boxes autonomously?
Exactly. This isn't R&D. This is a contract to scale up a large commercial fleet of L4 vehicles in a live, complex environment. It proves the tech is commercially viable.
That changes the game completely. It means the race is now purely an execution sprint. So who deploys fastest? Let's look at the Asian heavyweights.
Leading the pack, you have Shanghai, the reigning champion. They operate the world's busiest port, handling an astonishing 51.51 million TEUs in 2024.
To help you visualize that scale, 51.51 million TEUs is enough standard shipping containers to circle the entire planet nearly 3 times. It's an overwhelming volume.
It's incredible. And Shanghai's core automation asset is Yangshan Phase 3. It started trial operations back in 2017. It's already the world's largest operational automated container terminal.
So in many ways, it's already ghost port.
In large sections, yes. Remote-controlled cranes, AGVs, they've already eliminated the need for people in the handling area.
Their winning factor seems to be execution speed, but also technological self-sufficiency. They run on something called the smart brain. What is that?
It's the orchestrator. It uses real-time predictive analytics to manage every piece of equipment, making these tiny dynamic adjustments to workflow to eliminate bottlenecks before they even happen.
So it's adapting, not just repeating tasks.
Precisely. And critically, this entire system is locally built. At another port, Qingdao, they achieved 100% localization of core components. They're not relying on international supply chains.
That's where the geopolitical friction becomes unavoidable, isn't it? If they can prove L4 using entirely proprietary tech, They've used centralized power to circumvent the biggest headaches in Western logistics.
Dependency and labor resistance, exactly. That structural advantage is enormous.
Okay, so if Shanghai is winning the sprint, who's setting the bar for the marathon?
That brings us to their massive neighbor, Singapore, and the Tuas megaport.
Right. Singapore is planning for the next generation. Tuas is a project designed to consolidate all of their container operations into one massive hub. Phase 1 is already live.
And the sheer scale is staggering. It's being built entirely from scratch. When it's finished in the 2040s, Tuas is projected to handle 65 million TEUs annually.
That's nearly double their current capacity. It's a future behemoth.
It will be the world's largest automated port, full stop.
So their winning factor isn't the 2028 sprint. It's this long-term vision for systemic resilience.
Absolutely. They are building the world's most digitally integrated hub. We're talking automated cranes, driverless electric vehicles, smart yard management, all powered by AI and IoT. Their focus is sustainability and longevity.
Shanghai might claim the title first, but Singapore is building the blueprint for the next century.
That's a good way to put it.
Okay, moving beyond Asia, we get to the global innovators, starting with Dubai and its Jebel Ali port. This is what we're calling the vending machine port.
Right. DP World, a huge global operator, is testing a standout innovation called Box Bay. It fundamentally redefines how you manage a container yard.
The idea is
Right.
stacking containers 11 stories high like a giant vending machine.
That's exactly it. Instead of stacking containers directly on top of each other, which leads to all this wasted time reshuffling.
Right, where you have to move 5 boxes just to get to the one you need at the bottom.
Box Bay eliminates that entire problem. It racks containers up to 11 stories high in individual steel racks. You can access any container at any time directly.
If reshuffling is, 65% of the wasted motion in the yard, have they basically solved the physical challenge of port efficiency?
They've maximized space and speed at the same time. The source material suggests it could reduce space requirements by 70% and cut total container moves by 65%. It's a pure efficiency play.
And it has a sustainability edge, too.
It does. Box Bay aims to be CO2 negative, solar panels on the roof, energy recovery systems. It's a really integrated hardware plus sustainability approach.
Then we have Rotterdam, Europe's largest port. We're calling this one the digital brain.
Yes, their advanced terminals at Maasvlakte to second. While Asia focuses on throughput, Rotterdam is focused on optimizing complexity.
They're building a predictive digital twin of the port. What does that mean in practice?
Think of it as running a sophisticated simulation of the next 3 days of port operations every 15 minutes. They're digitalizing dynamic, info-weather, wind, water flow models.
And this isn't just to manage cranes.
No, this is explicitly to prepare for autonomous ships to navigate and dock themselves around 2030. They're automating the data environment itself.
But they do have a specific commitment to our 2028 sprint.
They do. A Q1 2027 deployment of 30 L4 electric autonomous terminal tractors operating in mixed traffic. It's an aggressive goal, aiming for a European first.
But, as you said, they face a factor that their Asian competitors do not.
They do. Non-technological friction. We'll come back to that.
Okay, let's quickly touch on our final contender, Tangier Med in Morocco, the strategic gateway.
Tangier Med is positioned right at the Strait of Gibraltar. It's undergoing massive expansion, new deep water ports opening in 2026 and 2028. Their strategy is massive regional hub growth, industrial capacity, and energy logistics.
So they're adopting high-tech solutions, like these hybrid carriers that are ready for automation, but their core focus is different.
Right. They are playing a different, equally important game. For this specific L4 container handling race by 2028, the analysis suggests Tangier Med is out of contention.
So we have the players defined. The technology is validated. But if this is a sprint, who actually wins?
Well, what's fascinating is that the race isn't won by superior hardware or even the smartest software. It's won by the policy environment.
The decisive factor is non-technological friction.
That's it.
I mean, the human element, labor and politics.
Precisely. The ability to mitigate structural labor risk gives you an overwhelming competitive advantage. Look at Shanghai in a centralized economy, or Singapore, where management has strong corporate control. They face minimal labor risk.
They can execute their roadmaps with near-perfect predictability.
Knowing that job displacement won't trigger systemic delays. Now, contrast that with Rotterdam.
They have the tech, the timeline, but they're in a highly unionized European environment.
Right. And resistance from powerful unions, similar to what we see on the U.S. East Coast, represents a major variable. It can cause systemic, politically charged delays that are outside of their control.
So that risk alone could knock them out of the sprint.
It drastically reduces their chances. And there's another thing. L4 requires continuous operation. A single major cyber attack that forces manual intervention would instantly halt a FAP designation. This favors the large-scale, stress-tested, state-backed systems.
Like Shanghai and Singapore.
Exactly.
Okay, let's bring it back to our framework. We're judging based on resilience and the ability to execute by the deadline. If winning means existing right now and eliminating friction, where we land.
The final verdict places Shanghai as the frontrunner, with a weighted score of about 95 out of 100. They will claim the L4 title first.
And the rationale is just compelling. They have the existing scale with Yangshan, and they eliminated the biggest technical uncertainty, that L4 horizontal transport, by proving its commercial viability with that huge contract.
That technical certainty, combined with the structural advantage of centralized support and minimal labor friction, allows Shanghai to execute that final fragile phase of L4 deployment under accelerated, de-risked conditions.
So while Singapore is the best long-term bet with its 2040 goal,
Shanghai will secure the title of the first verified ghost port by 2028. Rotterdam's critical union risk, despite its stellar technology, simply makes its timeline too vulnerable to win this specific sprint.
so what does this all mean for you and the global economy? The race for zero human intervention is reshaping global supply chains faster than governments can regulate them. It's a land grab orchestrated by AI.
It means future port success is determined less by sheer throughput volume, being the biggest, and more by systemic resilience and operational consistency. Cadence. The ability to move boxes predictably 24/7 is the new premium service.
And the analysis showed that structural control over policy and labor was the decisive factor in this technological sprint. So here's the final thought. If political and labor environments dictate the speed of tech adoption, what global industry facing automation, next trucking, medicine, manufacturing, will see its competitive outcome decided not by innovation but by collective bargaining agreements and state mandates? Think about that as you watch the robots roll in.